Hi there, good to see you. A very warm welcome to Birmingham. The highly anticipated rematch between Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron is just around the corner. It was such a controversial ending, wasn't it, to that first fight back in October, back in Saudi. And you know what? The drama, it has continued. Johnny Nelson, Matt Macklin are alongside me. Matt, just how much are you looking forward to seeing this? Because there is so much intrigue from how it ended the first time.
Yeah, I really can't wait. I mean, the stakes couldn't be any higher, particularly for Ben Whittaker. The hype he had turning professional, Olympic silver medalist, and his personality. Some people love him, some people don't like him. It's on the line here. His career is on the line, because if he was to lose on Sunday night, that doesn't mean his career's over, but I think in terms of where
it makes it harder to get to where he wants to go.
It's a long road back, particularly to the heights that he was projected for himself when he turned over.
Johnny, you did The Gloves Are Off, which is a fascinating watch. You can watch it on demand. It's on YouTube. What was your take on it? You sat between the two of them, and I watched it, and personally, Ben was sort of the king of deflection. He didn't want to be pinned down, did he? How much do you think the way people have been talking, what Liam's been saying about, he implied that he quit, how much do you think that really hurt Ben?
It hurts him bad, and that's why he was so truculent, I think that's the word. He wouldn't give us anything. And no matter how many times or how many different ways I asked him, he didn't want to put meat on the bones.
Yeah.
Because the way the public has reacted to him, it's hurt him. So if you want to play the villain, you're going to have to get villainous reaction from people. And they're talking like he lost. They're calling him a quitter. These things hurt anybody. I don't care what you say. So now he's saying, I'm going to say as little as possible, because I'm going to turn this. I've got to turn this around. He's under pressure. He has to turn it around, and that's why he didn't want to put his neck on the line again. And he's learning a lesson partway through his professional career at this stage now to think, right, I've learned from that. You saw it happen with David Hay. You've seen it happen with many fighters on the way up thinking, I'll not do that again. He went in there, wanted to try and steal the show. It didn't work out the way he did. He neglected what got him there in the first place, that unorthodox style. In doing that, that's why he's been so successful. But you thought, I'm going to fight fire with fire, steal the show out here in Saudi, and look what happened.
You think that's what it was? You feel like he wanted to put on a show in Saudi, and that was his downfall?
Without a doubt. And remember, the other thing he said was this. I used to go in the gym. He'd say, I'm doing this, and this today. If you want to be a world-class fighter, you cannot do that, especially at this level. You might be able to do it when you're up there, and you've achieved it, but you can't do it when you're going up, dictating what happens in the gym. So now he's moved to Andy Lee. He's been with him 6-7 weeks with Andy Lee. Andy Lee's a smart, clever guy. Do I think Andy Lee's the right match? I'm not sure. The jury's out. But I do think he's done the right thing to go with somebody that's smart, that knows our game inside out.
Well, Matt, you know Andy Lee extremely well. Yeah. What do you think he will add for Ben? And how do you think, by all accounts and what Ben's saying, it's a good fit, they're gelling well. But what do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, he'll definitely respect Andy Lee, because Andy Lee's been there, done it. He had the hype turning over. He had a loss early on in his career. He's come back from all that. So, there's a lot he'll be able to get from Andy from a confidence mentor point of view. I think in terms of technique, I think Andy will have him sitting down on his shots more, looking for more power, really generate power in the shots.
And that comes with the Kronk style that Andy has, yeah.
Exactly, because Andy was a massive puncher, but he wasn't in the amateurs a massive puncher. He learned to sit down on his shots and develop the power. Now, whether or not how much you can get that through in 6, 7, 8 weeks, that then you can then also take into the fight. That remains to be seen.
Sorry, Johnny.
I'd have probably gone for somebody like Adam Booth, who's used to working with unorthodox fighters. Because if you're used to working with unorthodox fighters, you know how to think, you know how to bring the best out of them, you know how to let them do their thing, but still keep them, tighten them up, and make sure they get the basics right. I'd have looked towards that, but again, it's not disrespecting Andy Lee, because I think he's an amazing coach. I'm just not sure his style would match Ben's style, but we won't know until 2 or 3 fights down the line.
We won't know until Sunday night. The press conference is just about to get underway. Big Mo is ready, so let's get over to him for the introductions.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to the members of the media that have joined us here today. Welcome to the Hilton Birmingham, the home for the press conference ahead of a huge fight this Sunday, Easter Sunday, live on Sky Sports, the rematch From their first fight earlier this year in Saudi Arabia, Whittaker versus Cameron 2, promoted by Ben Shalom and Boxer, live on Sky Sports. Today is the press conference. We have a great cast of characters, the fighters that are on the card this Sunday night. As always, I'd like to welcome the CEO of Boxer, Mr. Ben Shalom, and the promoter of this event, as well as from Sky Sports, the host of today's press conference, Mr. Andy Scott. And now for the fighters that are joining us on stage, I want to run through everyone that's on, again, competing on the card this Sunday. First, a matchup for the Midlands area middleweight title. First, I want to welcome the undefeated boxer from Coventry, Bradley Goldsmith. His opponent, the defending champion from Burntwood, please welcome Troy the Hawk Coleman. Next, we have a great fight in the welterweight division. First, I want to welcome the former English champion and current IBF European champion from Portsmouth, Lucas Ballingall. His opponent, who's undefeated in 11 fights from Sidcup, Kent, England, please welcome Elliot Whale. Also joining us today, middle on the bottom table, returning to the ring Sunday night, one of the top super middleweights in this country, undefeated, the former English champion from Chorley, Mark Jeffers. And finally, to round out the bottom table, a fan favorite matchup in the middleweight division. First, I want to welcome from Ghana. He made a whole lot of fans in his last time out for Boxer on Sky Sports. Please welcome the soldier, Elvis Aorga. And his opponent from right here in the Midlands. Please welcome the former English and European champion from Rowley Regis, Tyler Denny. And now up to the top table, I want to come to the heavyweights first on the opposite side of the stage from Ghana. 23 wins, 20 knockouts. Please welcome the former WBO African heavyweight champion, Ebenezer Tete. And now his opponent right behind me, making his highly anticipated return from Burton-on-Trent. Please welcome the Commonwealth gold medalist, the Olympic bronze medalist, Big Fraser Clark. And now a fight that many think could steal the show Sunday night. It's for the WBC International title and is our Betfred fight of the night. First up from right here in Birmingham, the former IBO World, WBC Silver, and European champion, the Savage, Sam Eggington. And now the defending champion. Every time he fights, it very easily could be Fight of the Year. From Bournemouth, please welcome Lee Chaos Cutler. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, the two men at the top of the bill this Sunday, Easter Sunday, a rematch that has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And now on Easter on Sky Sports, it could be one of the biggest fights in this country this year. 10 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division for the IBF International title. First, I want to welcome from Sheffield, 23 wins, 10 knockouts. Please welcome the former Commonwealth middleweight champion. He is the Cannonball, Liam Cameron. And finally, his opponent, undefeated, 8 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. From Darlaston, West Midlands, please welcome the Olympic silver medalist and the current reigning defending IBF International light heavyweight champion, the surgeon, Ben Whittaker. Andy Scott, Ben Shalom, the floor is yours.
Big Mo, thanks for a terrific introduction. We're delighted to be back here as a broadcaster, and I'm sure I speak for Ben Shalom. We've had good events here in the past, and this really is a top quality card. Yes, so much of the attention is going to be on the rematch that simply had to happen, but in terms of quality undercard, from top to bottom, there's interest throughout, and it's great to see so much local talent on the bill. Come to you first, Ben Shalom, and we will talk about the main event in due course, but in terms of ticket sales, hype, and getting talent on the card from top to bottom, you must be pretty happy that everything's held together and it looks like a really good show.
It's huge. No injuries. Card from top to bottom is pretty special. We love coming to Birmingham, but Easter Sunday, 20th of April, this is going to be entertainment from the first bell. Of course, there's huge attention on the main event. But the card is incredible. It's great to see so many faces back. It's great to see Fraser Clark back after what happened in October. And yeah, it's something that we're really looking forward to.
I don't think a promoter will need a second invitation to talk about good ticket sales, but I understand you've had to extend capacity because of demand for tickets.
It's been mental, you know. When we first announced this rematch, we knew it was going to be big. But the controversy, the rounds, the issues, the teams, it's been absolutely mental. This week alone, we've sold another 4,000 or 5,000 tickets alone. It's captured the imagination. It's one of the biggest stories in British boxing, and we get to see what happens on Sunday.
Let's start down at the first table, but by no means the bottom table. I always feel like these sort of events benefit from an area title, so let's go straight to the Midlands Area Middleweight Championship contested between Troy Coleman and Bradley Goldsmith. Bradley, I'll come to you first if you don't mind. You've got a good reputation coming through. I think everyone's intrigued to see what you're all about. What do you want to show us under the bright fight night lights on Sunday?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I'm very privileged to not only fight for my first title, but be on a platform like this as well. So I've got over 500 people coming out to watch me on Sunday, and for the ones that are coming to watch, they know what I'm about, and this is my chance to show what I'm really about on the big stage.
Alongside Boxer, we've actually had some good nights in Coventry. We know they're very passionate and knowledgeable fight fans. In terms of yourself, just looking at your record on paper, there's 8 stoppage wins in those 12 and 3 back-to-back inside the distance wins. Do you feel like you're punching hard enough that you can put a dent in Troy Coleman?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to jinx fate, but I've always said I can punch off both hands. I'm very privileged to be able to say that, and you know, I suppose that's just down to me to show and prove to myself and everyone who's coming out to watch on Sunday.
Yeah, we look forward to it. On the other side is Troy Coleman. Troy, nice to meet you. Will you give us a little bit of an insight into what looks like an interesting career? You've got bags, will travel, boxed all over the world. Tell us a little bit about your journey to this point, having boxed around the Midlands, but also in Thailand and Australia as well.
Yeah, again, thank you, Boxer and Ben Shalom, for getting me on the show. Yeah, my career has been a bit mad, different to everyone else's. After my River Wilson bent loss, I took a bit of time off boxing and then decided to go overseas. And then from there, it kind of spiraled, and I've fought in Dubai, Australia, obviously Thailand, and training in Uzbekistan. And yeah, it's been a good 2 years, picking up some good experience with great coaches and great boxers. But now I'm back home and trying to get some titles in the domestic scene. And I've started off well. I've come back, got the Midlands title, and now I've got a good defence on the horizon.
What about Bradley? What do you know about him, and what have you got to do to beat him?
Yeah, Brad's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. He ain't put a foot wrong at the minute in the pro game. But I'm experienced. I've been learning on the job. I've had a tough couple of lessons, but I've learned from them, and that's the thing. When you lose, people seem to write you off, but the thing is, every fight I'm getting better and better. There's people on this top table now who have been underdogs. Tyler next to me, he's been an underdog. We've got Whitaker-Cameron, who is an underdog. You can't write us off, man, because trust me, I'm coming.
We look forward to that. It looks like a good fight on paper. We hope that one delivers. Moving on, this is a fight that was added to the bill that got a lot of love online, it has to be said. We're looking forward to this one as well. Elliot Wow and Lucas Ballingal. If you don't mind, Lucas, I'll come to you first. From Portsmouth, we know the family, we know your brother very, very well. This is your chance to shine on the big platform. What are you hoping to show us, and what sort of fight are you expecting against Elliot Whale, who carries a pretty good reputation like yourself?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Ben and Boxer for giving me the opportunity, and a big thank you to my dad and manager, Michael Ballingal, for getting me this fight and getting it over the line. But yeah, I'm excited. I've been about it a long time now, and finally got the opportunity I deserve. And yeah, I'm just buzzing for it.
Feel like this is probably the best weight for you. Would you agree? You've been up and down the weights, and obviously it takes it out of you. But up here at super lightweight, this is the right weight for you.
Yeah, at welterweight, 100%. This is
welterweight people.
Yeah, 100%. This is my weight. I feel so much better this weight, and I'm performing better as well. So yeah, I'm here at welterweight now, and I'm excited.
Yeah, apologies. I just shaved a couple of pounds off you there, gave you a heart attack probably. Yeah, Elliot Wells looking there thinking, what have I signed up to? Good win as well last time out. How much confidence has that given you?
I mean, yeah, it was a good win. It was a step up, and I came through and won quite comfortable. And once again, it's going to be another step up for me against Elliot. He's a good fighter. He's on good form. But obviously, I'm 100% confident that I'll get the job done Sunday night.
Yeah, what have you made of the reaction online? You know, I think Elliot has got a reputation as one to keep an eye out for, and maybe there's a bit of light shining on him, and you're coming up. Not out of the shadows at all, but obviously he's got a good reputation. What do you know about him?
I mean, I know Elliot pretty well, to be honest, and he's had it quite tough, the same as me. And I've been following him, and I've wanted him to get an opportunity as well. Unfortunately, now it's against me, so it's strictly business. But I feel like this is an opportunity we both deserve, and I'm ready to put a performance on Sunday.
Elliot, great to have you up here as well. I wonder what you made of that reaction online. It was pretty good, actually. A lot of people were excited to see you. You've done your time and the hard yards on the smaller hall circuit, and now it's up to the big platform. Presumably this is where you want to showcase your skills.
Yeah, of course, because this is where I believe I belong to be here, do you know what I mean? Like Lucas said, we've both been craving this opportunity, and now we've got the opportunity to fight on such a big card. Thanks to Ben, Boxer, Spencer Brown for getting me on this. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
What are you all about? If people haven't seen you box before, what can we expect?
I think I've got a fan-friendly style, you know, like I bring the heat, man. I want to get the knockouts, and yeah, I want to win. I want to win and get the knockouts.
Yeah, he said the same, both talking the right talk. Do you believe that you could knock him out?
Oh, he's tough. He's never been stopped before, so who knows? You know what I mean? We'll find out Sunday, but obviously, that's what I plan to do, yeah.
We look forward to it. Really, really good fight. I'll come to the man in the middle, Mark Jeffers. Mark, great to have you on the card. I don't think we're dressing this up as anything other than what it is on paper. It's a keep busy, stay active before you get married, which is interesting in itself. So there's enough time that if you do get any cuts or bruises, that the wedding photos are not going to be ruined. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just a jab and grab on Sunday. Just got to be looking pretty in next week, kinda.
When, just for everybody that doesn't know, when do you get married?
May the 2nd in Mallorca, so get this out of the way, take my training stuff over there, and then move on to some big fights.
I think this is a public disclaimer. If anybody knows of a good boxing gym, can they contact Mark Jeffers? Because he, as much as he wants to spend his honeymoon, you know.
There is no honeymoon.
Thank God you got me out of an awkward sentence there. Whatever you do on a honeymoon, you're looking for a training gym as well. That's right, isn't it? So if anybody knows of a good training facility in Mallorca, hit up Mark Jeffers.
Yes, give me a message on Insta. Nice one.
Can I ask you about this fight primarily? I think the danger of, staying busy is that things can come unstuck. I don't think the Jennings training team and yourself would let that happen, but can't afford to not be focused ahead of what looks like a big summer for you.
Yeah, that's it. I've been mentioned a few big fights now, end of the year. I've been boxing for 17 years. I know the game. You slip up once, that's it. Your plans are ruined. So I plan on doing a job on this fella Sunday, and then, I'm happy to fight anyone. Everyone knows the fight that I want, Callum Simpson, but it's not up to me to make that fight. It's on the other side.
He is going to be part of our team on Sunday. What message are you hoping to send him?
There's no message. Everyone knows the best fight in Britain, super middleweights. I beat Zach Chelly 2 years ago now, and they just put him in front of me. So I'll prove when that fight ever gets made, it's there's only one super middleweight in Britain. He's going to go on to world honours, and that's me.
Okay, well, we wish you all the best on Sunday and with your up-and-coming wedding. Let's perhaps light the touch paper a little bit. He made a humongous splash at his first press conference, takes on Tyler Denny this time round. The soldier, Elvis Ohorga. Great to have you back. What have you got to say today? Where do you want to start?
Yeah, first of all, I thank God Almighty for bringing me here and Boxer Promotion, Ben Shalom. God bless you a lot. Icon Sports Promotion. Yeah. This fight, I'm bringing Impact to gain my respect. So they should relax and expect the best from the soldier boxer. Once a soldier, always a soldier. My performance at the night will be more impressive than one. So they should expect it. Even when we are close to defeat, we rose to our feet. We are not here to joke. And still, we are on a mission, not just a mission. Mission possible. And you know, Mr. Scott, I want you to join my army team. Yeah, I want you to join my army team. Your training, your recruit, everything is possible, and I will make you a general. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the invitation. I'm humbled. I'm not sure if I'm really what you need.
No.
I think those
you know something? You are dealing with the soldier, and even ready knows that you are ready. So just be ready.
Okay. All I'd say is if I say yes to you, I would have to say yes to the other armies that have invited me, and I wouldn't want to upset anyone. But it is an absolute honour to be asked. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Blimey, this is...
Yeah.
This has gone south. May I ask you, this is a better weight for you, Elvis, you would say. You took a chance against Callum Simpson at relatively late notice. Would you say that this is a better weight for you, a more dangerous weight for you?
Yeah. You know, I've fought super water before, but I've grown up small. So I would say it's cool. Let's see what will happen Sunday. And I know I'm not here to joke. You know, Tyler, be ready to face the soldier. Once a soldier, always a soldier, not just a soldier, the Predator, the Terminator, the Black Schwarzenegger, Rambo, the Blade. If you see my eyes, you see Wesley Snipes. Thank you.
Okay, I mean, what a speech. I'm looking at Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron saying you've got a job to do here, guys, to match that. Tyler Denny, try and have a go. What do you make of this? You're always a pretty laid-back character. That is the definition of fighting talk. What is your reaction and response?
Like I said, the guy's mad. But I'll just leave him talking all that foolishness, man. I'm going to punch him up the same way, so it makes no difference. Do you know what I mean? He can come with all that. And he's entertaining, brings views, man. But this is boxing, man. So we're in the ring. I'll show him the levels, man. And he can about soldier this, soldier that. But I'm just going to be a level above and just deal with him how I'm going to deal with him.
Do you feel, and this is coming from a position of respect, but you are a little bit of a veteran now. You know, you've boxed at all different levels, from stadium fights to small halls, lots of different sort of opponents, that for all the talking that Elvis has done there, that you don't see him necessarily as a threat?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't. I'm not taking him easy, if that's what you mean or anything. He's a threat. He's going to be game, but he's going to be dancing to my song in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to dictate what's going to happen, and what's going to happen, I'm going to punch him up and get the win and go home.
Do you feel there are any question marks at all? You took your chance on the big stage, even though you're obviously champion, but I think people believe that Hamza Shirazi is a good fighter who's destined still for big things. That there are any question marks lingering over you, bearing in mind what happened in that fight, or is that just the game, that these things can happen, you roll the dice and you sort of dared to be great there on the big stage?
I've got no questions about myself. I 100% believe in myself, and as for other people, they might have some, but I'll answer them on Sunday with a good dominant performance.
And what is your message to Elvis?
Elvis, man. Elvis is ready for it, man. It's going to be a good fight. I've got a good dancing partner here. Respect to him, man, but this is my time.
Yeah. This is your time, yeah. Even time know that this is my time. So just relax and expect, because this fight will be so interesting. They will know why they say I'm the next big thing. Yeah.
Okay, well that sets that fight up perfectly. Looking forward to that one, really looking forward to it. Let's graduate up to the top level. I'm going to come to Ebenezer first, who takes on Fraser Clark. Great to have Big Fraser back. Ebenezer, you've got Sam here to translate. Sam, I wonder if you could ask Ebenezer what sort of... Sorry, Sam Egginton fighting Fraser Clark. You just relax over there. You just relax. Your time's coming. Just relax. You're okay. As Elvis said, just relax. You're okay. Sam, translator Sam, let me bring you in. What does Ebenezer know about Fraser Clark, and what does he need to do to beat him on Sunday?
ringmaster ageshin mata like keshe Sunday isumo akela ageshin isumo gidi yani fight afi for on fiam akwe meji ntoma kele kinkwe fight dan ye mugoni yobi.
I just want to thank Ringmaster and the promoters for giving me this attire to wear for this boxing tournament. I've watched the fight of the opponent very well, and he's not somebody that I'm scared of, and we should all wait and see what is going to happen on Sunday. He just wants a neat fight, so there shouldn't be any troublesome fighting, something neat that everybody can see, so that when whoever wins, it will be clearly declared the winner, and he hopes to be the winner on Sunday.
My final question, how important is experience? Fraser had an extensive amateur career that took him around the world, but Ebenezer seems to have boxed in all four corners of the globe, and he's well travelled with great experience. How important will that be?
Yeah, okay, we'll find experience here on here. Okay, many experience here too now the time.
Oh, into new obila kishin eke dila white no da eke dila white no da eke when injegbe
okay, but how much dila white okay
dila white ke le box and dubois no da or ninka men no da only experience or miche
okay. So he wants to say that if the opponent knows about De La White and the other boxer that he has fought with, he's fought with them, he knows their tactics, and if he has fought with them, he's very much confident that he'll be able to overcome this fight on Sunday.
Okay, Ebenezer, thank you very much, and Sam for translating. Best of luck. Okay, go ahead.
Sunday, match on the night you come. Come your car, I catch your own floor. I like a choshito. Now your Sunday match on.
I want to let the opponent know that I'm Ghanaian and we have a type of diet called kenke. And we normally eat kenke with pepper, hot pepper. And he's going to show him on Sunday how to eat kenke with hot pepper.
KK with hot pepper?
Kenke with hot pepper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well address it.
Address what exactly?
I mean,
give it me in question form.
KK with hot pepper. Yeah, are you ready for that?
Delicacy? What is it?
What is KK?
Kenke is a type of food that we have. Okay, it's made out of maize. You normally cook it into a bowl, and then you have pepper.
Hot pepper.
Hot pepper. Then you just cut and then put in the pepper and eat.
Okay.
So it's a very staple food for a typical Ghana person from Ghana.
Okay, I mean, I'll summarize. Are you prepared for the heat that's coming your way on Sunday?
I'm down for food, man. I mean, Chisora usually brings the Five Guys, but I'm down with some pepper, whatever.
KK with hot pepper,
KK, yeah, I'm down for that. No worries.
I mean, Ebenezer, I think if you watch that fight against Dillian White, he did bring the heat. Are you ready for that? Because I think it's fair to say there are question marks over your comeback. You know, are you ready? October feels like not that long ago. The fight ended the way it did. I think there's been a lot of outpouring for you, making sure you're okay, and you're back under the bright lights now. There probably are question marks externally in terms of when you get hit for the first time, what happens?
Yeah, there probably is question marks from weak people, from people that aren't real fighters or aren't made of the right stuff. There's no question marks from me. You know, I've been hit before, I've been injured before. No one needs to worry about me. I'm in one piece. I'm fit. I'm firing. I'm all good. Like I say, I think there was a lot made of the injury and this and that. But when I signed up to be a boxer, when I was like 11 years old, I knew the risks that come with it. I made it, like I say, I made the right stuff. I got good blood running through my veins. and I'm healthy and I'm enjoying my boxing again, I just want to put a show on Sunday and show people that, listen, there's a lot more to come yet.
You've been to British title level. Is that the long-term goal? Taking nothing away from Ebenezer, but that you feel perhaps you could silence a few doubters and make a statement yourself?
I'm not really here to do anything, you know. I'm not concentrating too much on the opponent. I'm here to do what I know I can do and things I've worked on in the gym. I think if I do that, you know, it takes me to the next fight, whoever that may be, wherever that may be. But for the minute, I think I have to concentrate on Sunday and just going out there and performing, and I feel well in the right shape, the right mind frame to go and do that.
I'm not sure how much you could hear of that, but basically he was saying experience is important, and he has boxed probably better pros than you have.
He hasn't. Who's better than me that he's boxed? Ask him.
So,
ask him who's better.
Do you believe?
Better boxing.
Oh, Nyamachon. Yeah, Nyamachon.
I can't tell at the moment, but Sunday will show who will be the better among the two.
Okay.
He has fought the likes of, obviously, in recent times, Sergey Kuzmin.
Not better than me. Who else?
Would you say there's anybody else in your career that is better than Fraser Clark?
Better,
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I know someone who is better than him. Yeah.
All right. No worries. No worries. No worries.
Would you give us the name?
Dubois.
Dubois. I heard that. Daniel Dubois.
Dubois.
And what happened to him in that fight?
Dillian White.
Dillian White.
Not better than me.
Anthony Joshua.
When did you fight him? In fact, forget it. Not better than me.
Yeah. Come again.
Andy,
I think there's a language.
Listen, I'm interested in what Ben and Liam have got to say. Let's proceed.
Okay.
Let's go.
Will you give us a final prediction?
Fraser Clark win. Stoppage.
Okay. Let's move on. This one, I fail to see how this can be anything other than an absolute barn burner. Sam Egginton, Lee Cutler, the Savage against Chaos. I think we've done this already. I think if it does what it says on the tin, it's got everything sort of ingredients-wise to be a Fight of the Year contender. Do you see it like that, Sam? I mean, you have been in with the very best around. Do you believe that Lee Cutler possesses the sort of attributes that should bring a good fight out of yourself?
Yeah, I think so. I think, everyone knows the way, I box. So if he comes for something like that, then, it'd be meat and drink. But we'll see. And I have a feeling, he's in a long camp of jab and move, and come Sunday night, we'll see what he's been working on.
Do you believe that for all that talk, actually, it won't be the fight that we expected?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. For a lot of it, I think it will be. Yeah, I think it will be a lot of cat and mouse. But again, I don't know for sure. But that's my feeling. Yeah.
John Pegg told me yesterday that he can't remember a fight week where you've been this happy, that you've sold a hell of a lot of tickets, that the interest and the intrigue around Sam Egginton is still there. That loyal band of fans still want to come out and see some fireworks.
Yeah, look, I don't like to talk on it, because obviously when you talk to people about how long you've been here and how many fights you've had, people just get a bad perception of you, that you're just here for shits and giggles sort of thing. But I'm not. I'm here to win. I have sold just under 300 tickets, and to be fair to me, 13 years on, I don't know anyone else who would do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, I'm here for the right reasons. I genuinely believe I can do a good job. Like John said, the last time we was on Sky, the last time we felt this good, we done a real job on Joe Pigford
down in Bournemouth.
Yeah, and come back happy. So again, it all depends on Sunday night, but I've done all I can.
Do you know? I will say, just from a fan and a broadcaster perspective, I'm not sure that is the perception. I think everybody, that when you sign up for a Sam Egginton fight, I think a lot of the time you know exactly what you're going to get, and you do carry that mantle as one of the most entertaining fighters in British boxing.
It's not so much. It's more, when you think of the judges and the ref. If you're going through a bit of a hard time in a fight, they might just write you off because you have been here long. If I was 15 fights, maybe they wouldn't write me off so quick. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just like to get that out there at somewhere like this so people can hear me say it. Do you know what I mean? I'm here for the right reason. I'm here to win. I'm not here to play games and earn some dough. I'm here to win titles and climb the ranks, you know, again, I suppose. So yeah, again, I've done all I can. I'm pretty sure he has. I've heard it was going to be a good fight. I ain't watched him, but if it comes out like that, then everyone will have a good night.
I'm smiling because when we all sat down, Liam said, I remember you in Prize Fighter, the first one that you were in, which is just a lifetime ago, but it doesn't feel like... He's been in two. Let's bring in Lee Cutler. I mean, is he right? Have you been working for 12 weeks on cat and mouse tactics?
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been doing. On all seriousness, this is a great fight, and it's a fight that everyone's excited about. Everyone I speak to is just like, wow, what a fight it's going to be. And this is the sort of fight that you dream about being involved in when you first walk into a boxing gym. Obviously, everyone wants to be world champion, loads of world titles or whatever, but these are the sort of fights live on Sky Sports that people sort of really get behind, and I can't wait to show how much more improvement I've done since the Stevie McKenna win. And I have to have, because Sam's a much better opponent than Stevie McKenna, and I know that. But I'm just excited for Sunday night, and I love having a fight, and I know Sam does. So let's have it.
I don't think that the McGuigan Jim Banner and Josh Pritchard would let you have that sort of mentality. But when he says, I want to address that people might think I'm just here for a payday, you'd be naive, surely, to have that opinion yourself. How dangerous can he be?
I know he's not here just for a payday. Like he's given some unbelievable fights. He only lost at the very top level. So he's not a sort of guy that just comes just to roll over in his backyard when he's sold loads of tickets, is he? So yeah, I'm not that stupid. I'm ready and just looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I think it should be a great fight, and wish both of you all the best of luck. Right, let's move now to the main event. I think the reason that a lot of people were here, the fight that has stolen a hell of a lot of headlines, that's had a pretty turbulent build-up, you would say. Ben Shalom, finally here. Feels like all arguments are finally settled now. It's been a pretty hot couple of weeks for you and the office and admin, but it is 10 rounds. And how excited are you, and probably a little bit relieved that we're now moving forward to Sunday?
I'm excited. I mean, it's been a long time since October. A lot has happened. To be fair, this was the fight that we wanted as soon as that night finished. And so to get it on Easter Sunday, 20th of April in Birmingham, and to have this level of interest, as you say, the controversy, the rounds, it's all done now. And we focus on a story that has just built and built and built. Ben Whittaker, after 9 fights, the level of interest in this man's career is off the scale. And I think Sunday night could break viewing bigger records. That's how much interest is in this fight. Liam Cameron has played his part. He's the underdog story. He's done extremely well to get here, and I couldn't be happier for him as well, having this opportunity in this platform and this payday. A great fight, a great story, but it'll all be settled on Sunday.
It's really who wants to go first. I'll probably come to you first. How has that sat with you? I would say perhaps the times that I've worked with you, don't like to do too much talking, but you're top of the bill here. There's so much intrigue and interest in this fight. You've had to do a fair bit of talking. How confident are you in everything that you've said and everything that you've predicted?
I've wished for this. I keep saying, as a 9-year-old kid, I bought my first boxing news. I might have been 8-year-old, and I dreamed for these moments. And how can I complain? I'm here. I'm ready. I'm in a lot better shape. So may the best man win. There's no hard feelings on anything I've said or done. So let the games begin in the ring now.
In terms of mentality, I'm interested. First time round, I think there was less pressure on you. There was, in a number of ways, I don't want to be disrespectful, but the Ben Whittaker show rolled into town in Saudi Arabia. There was a lot of eyes on the phenomenon and the social media numbers and everything like that, and maybe you came out the shadows a little bit. Now you're in the bright lights, and there is a degree of expectation on you. Yeah. How you're coping with that this time round?
I've got off for Britain. I'm not, obviously Ben's got his supporters, but I've got way more supporters what want me to do the job. I've won lottery. I've absolutely won the lottery. It's been mad. I'm just buzzing. I'm absolutely ecstatic. Big word for me, but...
Do you feel, you gave us a line yesterday, that by getting the fight over 10 rounds, that's a 1-0 win to you?
Yeah. They paid me an absolute fortune to get it from a 12 round. I would have just said, if I were Ben, I'm fighting you 12, I'm going to psychologically edge that, because he could have called my bluff. I could have been wanting to do 10 all this time. But it is what it is. It's 10 rounds, 6 minutes less.
Do you think last time that he was not giving you full respect, but this time you should be prepared for a better Ben Whittaker? Can he be better? Can you be better? I suppose in a number of ways, do you have to be?
Well, everyone's saying how better Ben's going to be. When I boxed Ben, I had a year in the ring. Now I've had, is it been 16 months? So I've had an extra 6 months in the gym. I ain't been on holidays to Dubai and stuff. I've been in that gym. So I've given myself the best opportunity, and I've grabbed every opportunity I have with both hands, and I've made the most of what I can get. And that's where I am.
You said that you built him up to be a monster in your head last time. Now you've shared the ring with him. Do you fear him as much? Do you surely have to build him up to be a monster again to get the best out of yourself?
Yeah.
Or am I well off here?
I'll put myself in a frame of mind, a mental state, where I'll be scared. I'll be that scared dog in that change room, and that brings the best out of me. If I were, I'm confident now, but like I want to get into that scared feeling.
I'll come back to you, Ben. It's here now. I mean, I think that when both of you went over the top rope, that it had to happen again, and here we are, top of the bill. Hell of a lot of intrigue around it, a lot of focus on you. Would you concede that there is pressure on you, either from yourself or in your team, or the outside noise, that you do feel the pressure to deliver on Sunday?
Firstly, I want to thank my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. And just like Elvis said, man, once a soldier, always a soldier, so I'm ready.
Talk me through the changes that you've made, obviously now with Andy Lee. What has been different this time round?
Well, firstly, we're in Ireland. We've got structure. And it's been a great camp. He's a great person to be around. I'm picking up things, I'm learning things, and it's a great person to be with.
What about mentality-wise? Did you perhaps take your eye off the ball last time round, that you were looking past him, and how do you guard against doing the same again this time?
I believe that was the best chance to get me, and he didn't. Now Sunday, it's all fresh, it's all new, and we'll see.
You haven't been asked about it, so I will. The 10-12 rounds debacle, he says if he was you, he would have called the bluff and said, I'll box you over 12. What is your take on what was a lot of headline writing about 6 minutes?
Well, last night I got told it was 8. You know what I mean? So
Can I stop you there? Please don't.
I thought it was an 8-rounder, if I'm honest, you know what I mean? So I don't really know what the rounds will be, but we'll see.
Would you be confident enough to say you don't need 10? That makes a good headline.
And listen, we've done all the work in the gym. We've done many, many rounds, and we'll see.
What did you learn about yourself first time round?
That I look good even on the floor.
Do you have a direct message for Liam? I think the line in the gloves are off. I mean, there was a lot there in terms of the backlash. You know, you lapped that up and said, I am that guy, that's why they're talking about me. Do you need to deliver on Sunday to confirm that you are that guy?
Yeah, there's no need to, I will. I've got nothing against Liam. Like I said, it's just another fight. I'm happy what has happened to his career, but sadly we end that Sunday.
What's your take on that?
It's come beyond disrespectful at this point, but like, I said all this last time. Do you know what? Just may the best man win, and I've done my training. He's done his. He's had 6 weeks with Andy Lee, and that's it. May the best man win. I'll shake his hand when we stood up there. He can accept it or he can't.
In terms of linking up with a new trainer, can you tell us just one thing that maybe you've worked on? Because there is that old saying that when you link up with a new trainer, it may well be 1 step back before you take 3 steps forward, 2 steps forward. How much have you changed a physical approach, and how much have you and Andy Lee been just looking at things from a mental point of view? How much in 12 weeks can you change, 16 weeks?
Yeah, I guess you'll see that on Sunday, but it's funny, a lot of people only think we started working together when we announced it. We've been together for a good while now, and that's what a lot of people don't know. We announced it when we announced it, but trust me, we've been in the gym. I've been over Ireland for a while, been going back and forth, so it's all good.
You're both confident, obviously, and you've both had your say here. What will be your message? You'll say, when I win. I'll say, if you win, what will your message be to people?
I don't want to give it all away, but trust me, everybody that's picked that side, stay on that side.
And what will your message be, Liam?
Thank you for everyone who's been involved, what each side it's ever been. So, yeah, thanks for everyone turning up, and it's been magical, and we're going to put on a big show.
Ben Shalom, I invite you, perhaps one final thought from you before we let everybody have a face-to-face and one-on-one interviews.
It's here. Final tickets at boxer.com. I think we've got about 1,500 left in the whole arena. It is unprecedented, I have to say, for a fighter after 9 fights to be headlining shows like this, live on Sky Sports, Super Sunday, Easter Sunday. Make sure you're there.
7 o'clock Sky Sports action, and also on Sky Showcase. We're going to break now, just 1 minute of patience, because I think they're going to move some tables out, and then if everybody stays relatively in their seats, you'll get your shots, and there'll be one-on-ones afterwards. Thank you very much for joining us. Tomorrow is a ceremonial weigh-in, so public are welcome. I think I'm right on it. Public are welcome, so come down and watch it.
Johnny, your thoughts? What did you make of particularly our main event fighters, Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron? It was pretty civil.
Yeah, we're still none the wiser. We probably expected some kind of amazing one-liners from Ben. I think Ben he's been humbled, and I do believe it's probably bothered him and hurt him that there's one side or another. So it's his job to, and I'm quite sure Andy Lee said to him, look, you've got an amazing talent, make sure you make the most of it. Don't be looking back in 10 years time thinking if only. So I think he's just got a more serious approach. Well, he has got a more serious approach than what we've seen before with him.
We touched on it beforehand, and Matt, how much you know Andy Lee and what he will add to Ben, but also I guess what his sort of style is in terms of how will he take sort of Ben showboating and such like.
I mean that's not. Andy wasn't like that himself, but I think he'll enjoy it and laugh it, and because also Ben Whittaker really isn't that type of guy, really. Anyway, when you speak to him, when he's out of his persona.
There's a very different. There isn't there. There's a very different Ben Whittaker outside of the ring to the one we see in or in fight week mode, shall we say?
Yeah. So I think the real Ben Whittaker and Andy will get on really well, and I think when he turns on puts on the fight mask and goes all flash, I think Andy will just laugh and realise that's his boxing persona. Style-wise, like I said, I think Andy will be trying to get him to sit down and shots more, look to generate more power.
When you spoke to Ben yesterday at the open workouts, Ben was saying also what a sort of the mental side of things that he's gone to Andy Lee for as well, and how much that will help him, and that's maybe more of the change for him than anything else.
I think it's 75% for any fight. That meant the mental attitude, the mental approach when you get into the ring, that makes or breaks a fighter. And I think for him, it's just about, he knows he's talented. He knows sometimes you can run away with yourself, and that's what he did. He ran away with himself, and to me, the performance that I saw in Saudi from Ben Whittaker, he boxed as though it's a done deal. This, I'm going to steal the show, and he neglected what got him there in the first place. Yeah, and he's neglected that, and in doing that, he almost paid the price. And so that's why he's been humbled, and that's why mentally he's got to stay on point so it doesn't happen again, because he gets through Sunday night and he starts getting some amazing wins again, what stops him developing amnesia and doing this again at a higher level? So if this was to happen, it's better it happened now than later on down the line when there's a lot more at stake.
Ben has said that back in October it was the worst version of himself, but he thinks it was the best version of Liam Cameron. What do you think to that, man?
I think there was an element of him underestimating him. I think he possibly overtrained or got the weight a little bit wrong. You know, he got pretty tired pretty quickly in a fight. He was unravelling, which was alarming, really. I don't think that will happen in this fight. I think he won't be, it's impossible for him to overlook Cameron in this fight now. I think he'll have the right amount of fear, the right amount of nerves, that the pressure will bring that you know, in a lot of ways his career it's on the line really, in terms of where he was, what he projected himself to go on and achieve and to be a star, etc. That is on the line here. If he was to lose, you know, it would be, I'm not saying the end, but it'd be a long road back.
It's a steeper hill to climb, isn't it, for Ben Whittaker should he lose? In terms of Midland talent, there's a real showcase, isn't there, on Sunday evening?
Yeah, well, Sam Eggington's always a fan favourite. He's in a good fight with Lee Cutler. I think that will be, I fail to see how that will be anything but a good, hard, tough, entertaining, action-packed fight. Obviously, Tyler Denny's always in great fights. And then on the sort of stream part of the card, there's some good fights on that too. Yeah, particularly Ballinger here. He's the brother of Michael McKinson. You know, his dad trains him. Good boxing people. Well schooled. Good respect there. Both of them spoke well of each other. Didn't know that they were aware of each other, and you know, unfortunately their paths are crossed here and they're against each other. But I think this will be a good fight.
Earlier on we saw Coleman against Goldsmith get on stage, and Coleman's story, I liked it, even though Goldsmith's from our gym in Sheffield. I like Coleman's story because what he's done with his career, fighters don't do it anymore. I did exactly the same thing, and I thought, he's a handful, this kid's going to be a handful. Now he's back on home turf. It's a tough fight for Goldsmith, and I like that fighters that are willing to do that, and not many fighters will do that these days. That's a good fight to look out for.
And it's a stage that they all want to shine on Sunday evening. Just to remind you, we are on air from 7 o'clock on Sky Sports Action and also Sky Showcase as well. So it is your Sunday evening entertainment sorted. Tyler Denny getting up here. Elvis Ahorga, I mean, he won over a lot of fans, didn't he, when he fought Callum Simpson? He came in at short notice, and I think a lot of people really warmed to him, didn't they? And he's got this opportunity again against Tyler Denny.
Well, he's a character for starters. Very funny, very outspoken. You can't but notice him. You know, he makes sure you notice him. And then in the fight with Simpson, he talked the talk, but he did go in and try and walk the walk. He didn't beat Simpson, but when I say
it a good go.
He gave it everything he had. He gave it a right good go. He didn't just roll over or quit or anything like that. And he was out of his depth really, but he didn't stop trying. And you know, this one with Denny, he's not as big as Simpson, doesn't carry the power of Simpson. He may be able to make this a more competitive fight.
What do you reckon, Johnny, in this one?
I think Elvis is naturally the bigger man. Remember the way we saw him in against Simpson with. Now he's going to go in there, and I think his strength and his aggressive style will make this a hell of a fight. And I'm a massive fan of Tyler Denny's, but
he's done it the hard way,
He's done it the hard way, but he just needs to be smart, needs to be cute, because this in the fight in Elvis might be too big, too strong, so he's got to box, bash, and make sure he sticks at it. This is the tough fight for him, because in there with a naturally bigger guy.
It's one of those fights that Tyler Denny can't afford to overestimate him, can he?
Yeah, he can't afford to, and I love the story of Tyler Denny. And you know, when he won the European title, I went backstage, I had a word with him, said, look, buy your house, you know, get yourself out of your flag. You know, he's packed his job in, but he's invested in one or two other things. I love to see fighters being successful where people don't expect him to be. I think he was overachieving in his career, and he keeps overachieving. I love seeing that.
He loves being the underdog as well, doesn't he? He thrives on that.
Makes you a better fighter.
Yeah, in terms of this one, Fraser Clark then, very much on the comeback trail from last October when it was, Matt, it was a brutal injury, wasn't it, in the fight against Fabio Wardley. No one saw that one coming. Takes on Ebenezer Teta here. Fraser, to me, looks very trim, Matt. Looks in really good shape.
Yeah, I thought so as well, and I said that to you. He looked slimmer, trimmer. Look, again, we talk about Ben Whittaker's career being on the line here. Certainly for Fraser too. With I think there are question marks over how he will bounce back from the defeat against Wardley, because it was a pretty bad, traumatic knockout, wasn't it? And there could be demons there.
I was going to ask that. As a fighter, for both of you really, when you have suffered, an injury to that extent, shall we say, how much does it play in the back of your mind when you get back in the ring?
When fighters watch a fight and even they are shocked by a knockout stoppage, it's bad. And I don't care what anybody says, they are going to be watching Fraser when they box on Sunday night, just looking for the slightest thing that doesn't seem right. They've been thinking, how's he going to react when he gets hit? You're going to be looking for that because of what we saw. We all saw it. We weren't even ringside for that, but if you're at home watching that and if you're at ringside, you knew how bad it was. Yeah. So there's a concern there. Fraser seemed a bit disgruntled, a bit upset that people are doubting whether or not he can bring it back. But he's got to understand it's coming from a good place, not coming from a bad place. So I'm just curious to see how it goes.
Which could play into his favour in the ring on Sunday evening, because that could give him the extra fire in his belly, to prove the doubters wrong.
Maybe, but also if you're his opponent, once you know it can happen once, you know it can happen again.
Yeah, just touching on who we just saw up there facing off, Sam Eggington and Lee Cutler. Andy touched on it, Eggington, 2 fights of the years he's been involved in. I don't think we've ever seen Sam Eggington not in an exciting fight, and Lee Cutler too, so it does have the ingredients to be, I
would say it's almost a cert that fight's going to be a humdinger.
What kind of Ben Whittaker, Johnny, do you think we're going to see on Sunday?
Well, I'm not feeling them boots he's got on at the moment, but...
I've just seen them.
I think this Ben Whittaker will be of a more serious attitude, a more serious approach, regardless of what is said or what we expect or what we're used to. He'll be more serious when the bell goes. He knows he has to get everything in place. He can't afford to give Liam-Cameron any chances at all, so it's got to be on point. Don't disrespect him, think I'm going to walk through you. He's got to use his intelligence thing. I'm the better boxer and the most unorthodox boxer. I'm going to show him what I'm good at and why I'm good at it.
For Liam, Matt, he had 5 rounds to download what Ben Whittaker was like. What do you think he learned from that fight?
Cameron?
Yeah.
If it's the same Ben Whittaker, he'll know he can get to him. He can hurt him. He'll know that he fades. But I also think Cameron knows that it's unlikely to get the same Ben Whittaker. For whatever reason, I think he said last time he put himself in a place where he was a scared dog, didn't he? So he built Ben Whittaker up to be this person, because that's how he performs better when he's a bit scared.
But that was quite interesting, wasn't it? Liam-Cameron saying that he needs to have that sort of scary monster in his head, and that he'll take himself to that place in his dressing room on Sunday before the fight.
Even fighters like Mike Tyson need to be put in that fearful situation to box to the best of your ability. The ones that are complacent, think I've got this done, they make mistakes like Ben Whittaker did. And so when that complacency comes, that's dangerous. That's more dangerous than going in there fighting like a cornered animal.
Can you see it going the distance?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think he probably will go the distance. I think it'll be competitive, whatever way it goes.
Johnny, what do you think? Can you see it going the distance? Does he need to put on a show? We know him as a showman. We know he loves to showboat. But does he just need to get the win and do it well, or do we need to see sort of a Ben Whittaker full-on style out?
We're going to have to wait a while for that transition with him and Andy Lee to come to fruition. I think it'll be a hard points win for Ben Whittaker, which is a good part of his learning as a professional fighter.
It is one of those fights, isn't it? It has a lot of intrigue. A lot of people are fascinated to see what is going to happen second time around, and it's a brilliant undercard as well. Johnny, Matt, thank you for your company. Tomorrow, as Andy mentioned, it is a ceremonial weigh-in. That is at 3 o'clock. We'd love your company for that. But as for Sunday evening, the show itself, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Action, and also Sky Showcase. We shall hopefully see you there.